Scientists discovered something unsettling about how we experience time in 2025. The average person lives around 30,000 days, but when experiences become too routine, our brains bundle them into a blur rather than separate memories. Think about last Tuesday. Can you remember 3 specific things that happened? Most people can't, because their brain filed it under just another day. Neuroscience shows that repetition leads to fewer distinct memories, making days feel shorter. We'll explore why simple habit changes, grounded in neuroscience, can help you reclaim the full richness of your days. But first, we need to understand the biggest culprit stealing your time awareness: the digital time trap. Your smartphone has turned you into a time zombie. Every notification ping creates a micro-interruption that fragments your awareness into meaningless chunks. Studies show teens receive about 273 notifications per day, and adults aren't far behind. That's roughly 1 interruption every 4 minutes during waking hours. Each check doesn't just steal those few seconds, it destroys your brain's ability to form continuous time memories. These micro-interruptions disrupt your brain's recording of continuous experience, making hours feel like minutes. Your brain can no longer weave experiences into coherent narratives because constant interruptions break the thread of consciousness. Think about yesterday afternoon. You probably remember checking your phone multiple times, but can you recall what happened between those checks? Most people can't, because their attention never stayed in one place long enough to create lasting memories. Here's where it gets worse. These interruptions create phantom time. When our brain receives little novelty from routine or distraction, it compresses experiences, leading to fewer distinct memories. You pick up your phone to check one thing, then suddenly realize you've been scrolling for 90 minutes with nothing to show for it. Your brain doesn't record these sessions as lived experience because nothing novel or meaningful happened. It's time that disappeared from your life without a trace. The paradox is maddening. We carry devices that track every second, yet feel more time-starved than any generation in history. Our grandparents had analog clocks and seemed to have endless time for conversation, reflection, and presence. We have atomic precision timekeeping in our pockets, but can't remember how we spent our morning. Social media platforms exploit this by deliberately breaking your natural time rhythms. The infinite scroll design has no endpoint, no natural stopping point. Your brain's internal clock, which normally helps you gauge time passage, gets completely scrambled. You start scrolling at lunch and emerge hours later wondering where the afternoon went. This isn't accidental, it's engineered time theft. Just like slot machines, digital feeds use unpredictable rewards that scramble your sense of time. Sometimes you get interesting content immediately, sometimes you scroll through garbage for minutes before finding something engaging. This unpredictability triggers dopamine release patterns that create time distortion. Social media users experience similar temporal displacement to gamblers who lose track of hours at casinos. Your brain literally can't process time normally while engaged with these platforms. The constant stream of new information overwhelms your temporal processing centers. Minutes feel like seconds, hours feel like minutes. You lose the ability to gauge how much time has passed, which destroys your natural time awareness. Multitasking makes this exponentially worse. Despite what productivity gurus claim, your brain cannot actually multitask. It rapidly switches between tasks, creating what researchers call task switching costs. Each switch requires mental energy and creates a brief moment of confusion as your brain reorients itself. These micro-confusions accumulate throughout the day, making every subsequent hour feel shorter and less satisfying. When you're writing an email while listening to a podcast, while checking social media notifications, your brain creates fragmented memories of all 3 activities. None gets your full attention, so none creates meaningful time markers. The result? Hours pass without your brain recording them as lived experience. The neuroscience reveals something terrifying. This constant switching literally rewires your brain's attention networks. Areas responsible for sustained focus shrink, while regions associated with distraction strengthen. You're not just losing time, you're losing the capacity to experience time richly. This creates a feedback loop of temporal poverty. As your attention becomes more scattered, Each moment feels less substantial. You need more stimulation to feel like you're really living, but more stimulation further fragments your attention. It's an addiction cycle that steals your life, one notification at a time. The stakes are higher than just productivity loss. This digital time theft is rewiring fundamental brain structures responsible for consciousness and memory formation. Your capacity to experience life deeply is being systematically eroded by algorithms designed to capture and monetize your attention. Consider attention residue, the invisible cost of digital interruption. When you check your phone during a conversation, part of your mental processing power remains stuck on whatever you saw on the screen. You're physically present, but mentally divided. This residue accumulates throughout the day, making every subsequent interaction feel less vivid and meaningful. Research shows that even having your phone visible during activities reduces cognitive performance and time satisfaction. The mere possibility of interruption keeps part of your brain in a state of vigilant waiting. You're never fully present because part of your attention is always monitoring for the next digital hit. The compound effect is devastating. Each fragmented moment creates less meaningful memory, which makes time feel like it's accelerating. Days blur together because your brain isn't creating distinct time markers. Weeks pass without memorable experiences because your attention was constantly divided. Digital platforms profit from this temporal confusion. The more disoriented you become about time passage, the more time you spend on their platforms. They've gamified attention capture, turning your consciousness into a commodity that gets harvested and sold to advertisers. Your brain's timekeeping systems evolved over millions of years to help you navigate a world of natural rhythms. Sunrise and sunset, seasonal changes, and social interactions all provided temporal anchors. Digital environments strip away these natural cues, leaving your brain spinning in a timeless void. But this digital hijacking is just the surface level of what's happening to your time perception. The real problem runs much deeper, buried in the fundamental way your brain processes and stores daily experiences. The neuroscience of stolen moments. Your brain is deleting entire days from your life without telling you. This isn't a metaphor or exaggeration, it's literally happening inside your head right now. Research shows that routine experiences often go unrecorded as distinct memories. Your brain prioritizes novel events. When you do the same things in the same order day after day, your brain stops creating individual memory files for each experience. Instead, it bundles them together into one generic template. This process is called memory compression, and it's why entire weeks can vanish without leaving a trace in your mind. Tuesday's commute gets merged with Wednesday's commute, which gets merged with Thursday's commute, until they become one blurry memory of driving to work. Your brain evolved this compression system to save energy. Creating and storing distinct memories requires significant mental resources, so your brain only bothers when something crosses what researchers call the novelty threshold. This threshold represents the minimum level of new or unexpected experience needed to trigger full memory encoding. Below this threshold, experiences get lumped together and compressed. Above it, they become vivid, lasting memories that contribute to your sense of time lived. Here's the problem. Modern life has systematically dropped below this novelty threshold for most people. Your daily routine has become so predictable that your brain operates on autopilot for hours at a time. You wake up, check your phone, shower, eat breakfast, commute, work, commute home, watch TV, and sleep. Tomorrow, you'll do it again with minor variations. Your brain recognizes this pattern and stops paying attention to the details. This creates what psychologists call experiential poverty. You're living in environments so familiar and predictable that your consciousness barely engages with them. You're physically present but mentally absent, going through the motions without creating meaningful memories. Think back to childhood summers. Those months felt endless because everything exceeded your novelty threshold. The first time you rode a bike, swam in a lake, or stayed up past bedtime created rich, detailed memories. Brain was constantly recording new experiences, which made time feel slow and full. Each day contained multiple memorable events that your brain filed as distinct experiences. As an adult, you might have 3 or 4 truly novel experiences in an entire month. The rest gets compressed into generic categories. Your brain creates one memory file for work meetings, another for grocery shopping, and another for evening TV. Weeks of actual living get reduced to a handful of generic memory templates. This compression doesn't just affect memory, it fundamentally alters your perception of time. When your brain has fewer distinct memories to reference, time feels like it's accelerating. You look back on the past month and find only a few specific moments worth remembering. The rest is a blur of routine activities that didn't register as meaningful experiences. Your brain's hippocampus, the region responsible for forming new memories, becomes less active when you're in familiar environments doing predictable activities. Brain scans show dramatically reduced activity in this area during routine tasks compared to novel experiences. This reduced activity means fewer memories get encoded, which makes time feel like it's passing faster. Comfort zones compound this problem. When you stick to familiar people, places, and activities, you minimize the mental energy required to navigate daily life. Your brain can operate on autopilot, which feels effortless but comes at a hidden cost. You're trading the richness of lived experience for the ease of routine. The irony is that comfort zones, designed to make life easier, actually make life feel shorter. When you avoid new experiences, challenges, and unfamiliar situations, you're essentially choosing to live less life. Your brain stops creating the memory markers that make time feel substantial and meaningful. But here's the encouraging news. Adult brains retain neuroplasticity throughout life. New experiences trigger synaptogenesis, the formation of new neural connections, which creates stronger memory encoding. You can retrain your brain to capture time again, but it requires intentional pattern interruption. Small changes to your routine can push experiences above the novelty threshold and force your brain back into active recording mode. Taking a different route to work, trying a new restaurant, or having a conversation with a stranger can all trigger your brain's memory encoding systems. These experiences don't need to be dramatic or expensive. They just need to be different enough from your normal routine to register as worth remembering. The key is understanding that your brain's time recording system operates on contrast. Experiences that stand out from your usual patterns get preserved as distinct memories. Experiences that blend into your routine get compressed and forgotten. You have direct control over this process by consciously introducing variety into your daily life. Most people wait for major life events like vacations, weddings, or job changes to create memorable experiences. But you can hack your brain's memory system with micro-novelties throughout regular days. Order a different coffee drink, walk through a new neighborhood, or try a skill you've never attempted. Each small deviation from routine forces your brain to pay attention and create lasting memories. Research shows that people who intentionally introduce novelty into their lives report feeling like they have more time. They're not actually living longer hours, but they're creating more distinct memories within those hours. When they look back on their weeks and months, they find rich collections of specific experiences instead of compressed routine templates. Understanding this neuroscience gives you the power to reclaim your stolen time. Instead of letting days disappear into compressed memory files, you can ensure each day contains enough novelty to register as a distinct, memorable experience. The difference between a life that feels rushed and empty versus one that feels rich and meaningful often comes down to how many experiences cross your brain's novelty threshold. But knowing how your brain processes time is only half the battle. The other half involves recognizing how modern solutions to time scarcity often make the problem worse. The productivity paradox. Productivity apps promise to solve your time problems, but often create new ones instead. Digital distractions reduce productivity and focus, as constant phone checking impairs memory and attention. These apps seduce you with the promise of control, but they frequently deliver anxiety and fragmentation. Every notification about task deadlines, calendar reminders, and productivity metrics creates what researchers call temporal anxiety. This is a constant underlying worry about whether you're allocating your time correctly. Overscheduling often fragments your attention further, compounding the task switching costs described in studies. When you start viewing every minute as a resource to maximize, you lose the ability to be spontaneous or truly present. Your day becomes a series of optimized time blocks where unscheduled moments feel like failures. You can't enjoy a conversation that runs long because it's disrupting your carefully planned schedule. You can't take a walk without calculating whether it's the most efficient use of your exercise time. The apps train your brain to see time as something that needs constant management rather than something to experience. Hyperscheduling creates temporal anxiety because it transforms natural life rhythms into rigid time containers. Instead of eating when you're hungry, you eat at your scheduled mealtime. Instead of working when you feel creative energy, you work during your designated deep work blocks. This scheduling approach ignores your body's natural rhythms and energy fluctuations, creating internal resistance that makes everything feel harder. The modern efficiency obsession has turned life into a series of optimized tasks rather than lived experiences. You optimize your morning routine, your workout, your commute, your work blocks, and your evening wind down. But optimization strips away the texture and spontaneity that make experiences memorable and meaningful. You become so focused on executing tasks efficiently that you stop noticing the richness of actually living them. Before digital distractions, many people naturally experienced flow states without interruption. Now, frequent pings keep us from deep focus, lowering the brain's ability to encode memories. Highly successful people understand this principle. They appear less busy than others because they've learned to distinguish between motion and progress. Motion means checking emails constantly, attending unnecessary meetings, and optimizing systems that don't need optimization. Progress means focusing on the few activities that create meaningful results and letting everything else remain unoptimized. This distinction connects to ancient Greek concepts of time. Kronos represents clock time, the mechanical measurement of minutes and hours. Chyros represents experienced time, moments that feel rich and meaningful regardless of their duration. Modern productivity culture has made us obsessed with Kronos while completely losing touch with Chyros. When you track every minute, you paradoxically lose awareness of meaningful time. Your attention gets focused on the measurement rather than the experience. You know exactly how long you spent on each task, but you can't remember how any of it felt or what insights emerged. The constant quantification creates distance between you and your actual lived experience. People who meticulously track their time often report feeling disconnected from their days. They have detailed data about their activities, but struggle to recall moments of genuine engagement or satisfaction. The tracking becomes a barrier between them and direct experience, like watching your life through a productivity dashboard instead of living it directly. The measurement paradox extends beyond personal tracking. When companies optimize every aspect of employee time, workers report feeling like machines rather than humans. They become efficient at completing tasks, but lose the sense of purpose and meaning that makes work satisfying. The human elements that create engagement get optimized away in favor of measurable productivity metrics. This creates a feedback loop where people feel increasingly time-starved despite having more tools than ever for managing time. The tools themselves become part of the problem, adding cognitive overhead that fragments attention. You spend mental energy managing your productivity system instead of focusing on meaningful work. The solution isn't better time management systems with more features and granular tracking. Adding complexity to an already overwhelming productivity landscape makes the problem worse. More apps, more metrics, and more optimization create more cognitive load, not less. Instead, the answer lies in attention management rather than time management. Attention is the actual scarce resource. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else, but your ability to focus that attention on meaningful activities determines the quality of your time experience. Attention management means protecting your focus from constant interruption and fragmentation. It means choosing deliberately where to direct your mental energy, rather than letting it get pulled in multiple directions by productivity notifications and tracking requirements. When you manage attention instead of time, you naturally gravitate toward activities that feel engaging and meaningful. You stop trying to optimize every moment and start investing your focus in experiences that create lasting satisfaction. The quality of your attention determines the quality of your time, not the efficiency of your scheduling system. The most productive people don't use more systems or track more metrics. They protect their attention fiercely and direct it toward activities that align with their deeper values and goals. They understand that feeling rushed and time-starved usually indicates scattered attention rather than insufficient time. But even when you master attention management, there's another insidious force stealing your time awareness. This thief operates through comparison, making your own life feel inadequate by constantly exposing you to others' highlight reels. The comparison trap. Social media has weaponized envy to steal your time in ways you don't even recognize. Every scroll through Instagram or TikTok triggers what researchers now call FOMO-induced time distortion. Your brain sees someone's vacation photos, career announcement, or relationship milestone and immediately starts calculating how far behind you are in life. This comparison doesn't just make you feel bad. It literally warps your perception of how you're spending your own time. People now experience something called temporal inadequacy. This is the crushing feeling that you're moving too slowly through life compared to everyone else's curated timelines. You see a college friend buying their second house while you're still renting, and suddenly, your steady progress feels like stagnation. Someone your age launches a startup while you're climbing the corporate ladder, and your career path feels sluggish and uninspired. Research on highlight reel syndrome reveals something disturbing about how these comparisons affect your relationship with time. When you constantly see other people's peak moments, your brain starts devaluing your own everyday experiences. Your quiet Sunday morning feels boring compared to someone's adventure photos. Your dinner with friends feels ordinary next to someone's elaborate birthday party documentation. This constant comparison makes your own time feel less valuable and meaningful. Your brain develops a distorted measuring stick where normal life experiences seem inadequate. You start judging your time choices against an impossible standard of constant excitement and achievement that exists nowhere in reality. Here's the psychological mechanism at work. When others' lives appear more eventful, your brain automatically devalues your own experiences. This isn't conscious decision-making. It's an automatic comparison process that happens below your awareness level. Your brain sees evidence that other people are having more interesting experiences and concludes that your time must be less well spent. This creates borrowed urgency, where you adopt other people's timelines and priorities as your own. You see someone getting married at 25 and suddenly feel pressure about your relationship status. Someone else buys a house at 28, and you start questioning your financial progress. You're not actually behind in any objective sense, but social media makes you feel like you're failing to hit imaginary deadlines that don't even apply to your situation. Influencer culture has amplified this problem exponentially.